Mustangs, Mr. Wormuth, and this is your rundown for week of Monday, May 4th. We only have 2 weeks of school remaining. That's super important. We'll start with that. Make sure that if you haven't turned everything in, that you do so quickly. I've tried to extend the not the due dates, but the the amount of time that the assignments on Canvas are open. That way you can get everything turned in by Friday, May 15th. That's 2 weeks. We only have 2 weeks of school left. We'll meet twice this week, once next week, and that's the end of it. All right, so let's first go to modules. Find modules. As always, the beginning, the very first page under each week is your assignment page. And so this is week 17, and that's what I see down here. Week 17 RL assignments. When you click on that, you should see this. So the first thing is you should be through chapter 30 of Al Capone. I hope you like it. It's a really neat story, and it's a really cool way to see what life would have been like in 1935 on Alcatraz, which is a really specific place. I like watching how the kids not necessarily get into trouble, but explore the island and kind of show us what it would have been like to live there. So that's pretty cool. There is a reading check this week. It says click here for a quick reading check over chapters 24 through 30. So that's something you can do today. It's 10 questions, just like the last one, and it is mostly questions about your story up to page 30, or I'm sorry, up to chapter 30 of Al Capone, and then there's a couple quick questions from the Greek and Latin root stuff. It's easy. Language review, subject verb agreement. Again, moving forward this week and next week, just touching on a couple little quick things that we may have talked about in the past. You will, I'm sure, talk about in the beginning weeks of 7th grade next year too. But subject verb agreement has to do with essentially matching singular subjects with singular verbs and plural subjects with plural verbs. So the difference between saying he goes to the store and they go to the store. So if we say it's just one person, if it's me, if it's Mr. Wormuth goes to the store, Mr. Wormuth is singular and goes is singular. Okay? And then if it was a group of us, our class went to the store, because it would be past tense, that verb changes. Okay? So you can't say he go to the store, it's he goes to the store. Okay? Or instead of they go, it'd be they go. So there you go. So you can watch this short video here. It's from Khan Academy. I like these. I think they do a really nice job of explaining all of the language stuff that we touch on in 6th grade and 7th grade in a really simple way. I think that's great. So your job today is to be up on your reading, of course. Take your reading check where it's linked here. Click here for a quick reading check. And then also watch the video at some point. If you're behind in the reading, please get caught up. We are on schedule to finish the book on Friday. You can click here for the schedule, but on Friday we should be done with the book. It has truly one of the best endings of any story that I think we read in middle school. It's great. It should be a movie. The book is great, but the ending is fantastic. My very favorite ending. So Wednesday is a reminder day for us. No more Greek and Latin roots going forward. So once you take your reading check on Monday, on today, then don't worry about Greek and Latin roots going forward. Okay, if you want to play around on tiny cards, you can. That's up to you, but we're not going to force that. Okay. The last of the Alcatraz videos, if you want to watch this, you can. It's about, I think it's 8 or 9 minutes long, talking about what life was really like. Just another quick video on what it would have been like. I think all these kind of help us to see the world that Moose and his friends are running around in. It also highlights or shares highlights from a movie called Escape from Alcatraz starring Clint Eastwood. I think I've seen it. It's pretty cool because it shows the prison. It does a really nice job of showing the prison. So if you want to check it out, that might be something you can find either on Netflix or Hulu or even YouTube, or even just search on your TV. You might be able to find Escape from Alcatraz. Friday, May 8th. So this is Friday this week. So you should be done with the book on Friday. You do not have a quiz, but there is a click here to do a quick blog posting. This hasn't really turned out the way I hoped it would. I wish it was more interactive and live, but I'm trying to go back and touch base with everyone and say, yep, good job, like it, thumbs up, or ask another question or make some comment on your stuff. So please make sure that you do that quick blog post. And it's 10 points. It's just the end of the story. What did you think? Did you like it? Did you not like it? Why? And then we can talk about some other things as they unfold too. Subject verb agreement again, and all this leads up to this IXL link. So subject verb agreement is pretty simple on its own. It gets a little more challenging when we talk about compound subjects. Anytime there's compound in one of our terms, it means more than one of something. So a compound subject means there's more than one subject. So it's like saying not just I went to the store, but he and she went to the store. Or pick your names, 2 people went to the store. Okay. Mark and Amanda, I'm going to start here. So Mark and Amanda is a compound subject. Mark and Amanda went to the store. Okay. This week or next. Okay. It's one subject. Well, it's compound subject. It's one thing or another thing. And neither Josh nor my friends. Even though it's neither nor, it's still considered a compound subject. Okay. So there's 3 different examples of compound subjects. When a compound subject is joined by and, it says to use a plural verb. So you treat this as like a they. Okay? Plural verbs usually do not end in s, es, or ies. And the example they give is, where do Mark and Amanda go to school? When a compound subject is joined by or nor, this is this side of things, use a verb that agrees with the subject that is closest to the verb. So here's the distinguishing point. If it's an and, treat it as like a they, a group. If it's an or a nor, you're going to use the verb closest. I'm sorry, the word closest to the subject, to the verb. Let me start over. You're going to use the subject of the 2 closest to the verb, and I'll give you an example. This week or next seems likely to be hectic. Okay, so seems is underlined, that's the verb. Next is just the same example here, this week or next. Next seems like a singular verb, so we're going to use what would look like a singular verb. Okay, and that's it. So if the subject closest to the verb is plural, use the plural verb. Otherwise, use what sounds right. And if we click on IXL, this is not for a grade, it's just for fun, because I know you love IXL. Your job is to fill in the blank with the example. So when we take our 3 dogs to the park, our black lab or our golden retriever usually fetches or fetch the ball faster than our English sheepdog. It's an or, one or the other. Our golden retriever fetches, even though it's a compound subject, even though there's 2 dogs, right? There's a black lab and a golden retriever. That or makes us go to, or choose, I should say, the singular choice, because golden retriever is just one dog. Even though it's a compound subject, that or makes it feel like it's a singular subject. So choose the singular verb. And that is that. So if you have any questions, please ask. The main focus this week is finish Al Capone. Make sure you take your reading check. If you've missed anything in the past 5-6 weeks, whatever it's been now, please make sure that you get those assignments submitted. I've been reaching out to a lot of people and parents and saying, hey, what about this? What about this? I know Mr. Lowry has given me a couple of students' work that have been done at home, and he scanned them and sent those to us. So that's good. Everyone's working with you to try to get these things done, but meet us halfway. If you're having trouble, please ask. That is it for this week. Have a great week and enjoy the sunshine.